Friday night at Brand Theaters watching The Space Between Us. Epic love story, star-crossed lovers. This movie was garbage, I didn't like it. Reason being, characters didn't work for me. They were way too extreme. The science, I felt, was one of those things like Jurassic Park, Armageddon. It's like we took science, but we didn't care. It was kind of like,
Going into this movie, I knew that I was not the target audience. I knew that this was supposed to be a young adult romance movie, and that was what the core of this was going to be. My point of view going into this, where I do like romance movies, I'm a sucker for that kind of thing. I knew that I was probably going to be nitpicking stuff that just didn't need to be nitpicked, and I did. The science in this movie is an utter joke. It happens so many times, and you just kind of throw your arms up in the air and kind of go, why did they even, what? Huh? But I don't think that's the point of the movie. The point of the movie is this romance.
There are some made-for-teenager franchises, films, that I have actually enjoyed as an adult. Talking about the Hunger Games, Maze Runner, the Divergent series. This is not quite in that realm. It's a little more focused on the real world. Now, granted, it's the real world. It's somewhat in a semi-future, so we have some cool futuristic things to look forward to. It's not really about science in the future that much. It's really an interesting premise. That interesting premise takes so many leaps of logic to build to that the foundation is just kind of rotten underneath.
I didn't like the boy and girl. She was too mean. He was too happy-go-lucky / kind of like too shock and awe. I get it. He was in isolation on Mars type of thing, but there's still people there. So you would have to know how to socialize to a degree. You get to Earth and you're just kind of like, I didn't like that. It just, for me, it was just kind of like, oh my God, this is very,
It's this boy coming to terms with what being human is, and at a perspective that we don't normally see, because normally you see these romances and you see innocent children falling in love and all that comes with it. In this case, we see something different. We see someone that doesn't know what people are like, doesn't know that people are sheltered, that people hold back their emotions, that people don't say what they really mean, and you get this strange interaction between the two of them that I feel worked.
If you can really get into this premise, you can enjoy this movie. I could not get through those leaps of logic. They were so tortured. There were so many unbelievable sequences and moments and ideas to build up to that I was pretty much checked out after about 30 minutes of the film. I tried. I really tried. And it helps we had Asa Butterfield, who is a great actor, and he really pulled off the Martian human coming to America, doesn't understand people, and we get to experience him telling us what it's like to be human through his eyes, discovering that. We also have Gary Oldman, another great actor, who does a pretty good job with his role and keeps it interesting on the, adult side of things. But his role is a lot smaller than Ace's. That's really only maybe a quarter of the movie at best. Then we've got the romance side of things. Frankly, I just could not get invested or interested in the love interest. The female love interest, it just was not working for me. I'm not sure if it was the way the character was written or acted, but either way, just was not connecting. So all of the moments throughout this film where you're supposed to feel strong emotions, I was just not interested. Almost falling asleep, honestly.
I felt there were different things that they addressed and then didn't address, and then they did and they didn't do, and it's just kind of like, I'm overthinking it, and then the guys have even told me we are overthinking it, which we are, but for me, it was boring. I was very, very bored through the entire movie. Like I said, I liked how Mars looked red and nasty and gross, and Earth was very colorful and bright. I liked that. The shots of Earth were very nice when they're in the car and the camera does that. Yes, there is nice things to look at in this movie, but overall story-wise, it's just kind of like, for me, it's like, here's my essay, but I kind of forgot some things, but fill in the blanks. It's not something that I'm going to go see again. If you're curious about it, I would recommend it. Yeah, if you like space movies or romance things and just kind of want something easy to watch, I would definitely recommend it. Date night, recommend it.
If you're someone that saw this and went, that looks like a cute love story, you'd probably enjoy this movie, because I feel the two of them work. I feel they worked together. I feel they were the opposites attract kind of concept. There were some scenes that I definitely smiled. There were some neat things that happened between the two of them that I really enjoyed. Is this movie going to win any writing awards? Absolutely not. Acting awards? Oh, absolutely not. It just isn't that kind of movie. This isn't the movie you go to because you're like, wow, this was crafted perfectly. I'm touched at a deep philosophical level. That's just not this movie. This movie is a simple love story with kind of a newish premise that I thought was cute. I could spend a good half hour picking apart the stupid science stuff that happened in this movie and some of the plot holes, but I just don't believe that was the purpose of the movie. I think that was there just to try to tell a narrative, but the focus of the movie was that romance, and I enjoyed it. I'm gonna give this movie a 7 out of 10. If you saw the trailer and you were thinking, hey, that looks like a cute love story, I like what they're doing with that, go see it. Don't go in expecting a profound story and this realistic space thing marketing around it because you're not going to get it.
So the romance didn't really work for me. The science didn't really work for me. The premise is pretty good, and there are occasional moments of cleverness, but those occasional moments are not enough to recommend the entire movie. So for me, it's a 5 out of 10.
So with all that said, I have to give it a 6 out of 10. It's just like I said, the plot holes for me were there, stuff with the characters. The only redeeming stuff, like I said, was the things with Mars and Earth. I really liked that. I thought that was very nice. Question for you this week. What is your favorite thing about Earth? So go on ahead and favorite this video, like it, subscribe to the channel. By doing that, you get more reviews like this, plus throwback reviews, unboxing videos. And remember, you heard it here at The Source.